Hi, this is Polly from the FitMomFormula.com, and I'm just shooting this quick video on why you might not be losing weight on a low carb diet. Now, low carb diets come in many forms. There's Dukan, South Beach, Atkins. Paleo is fairly low carb, but what low carb essentially means is just that it just refers to the types of food you're eating, not necessarily the amounts. So you're cutting down on things like potatoes, rice, pasta, bread, oats, some sugary fruits like bananas, and tropical fruits like pineapples might be restricted as well. So it's just these higher sugar, higher carbohydrate foods that you're eating, not necessarily none of, but certainly less of than something that's not classed as a low carb diet. So if you were to just take exactly what you're eating right now and literally just cut out all of those foods, instantly that is less food, that's less calories. So if that puts you into calorie deficit, then yes, you will lose weight. But what generally tends to happen is that people don't just cut these things out, they then actually change their meals completely. So rather than having, say, a chicken sandwich, they'll have a chicken and avocado salad, because of course avocados are very low carb as well. Rather than have, saying, spaghetti bolognese, they might have spaghetti with bolognese on courgette with some cheese on top, because cheese is fairly low carb too. So the reason that I see a lot of people failing to lose weight on it is because what they're actually doing is they're replacing the calories that they were getting from carbohydrates with other foods. Now, generally we're not talking about fruit and vegetables here, even the tropical fruits, because still fruits and vegetables are fairly low calorie on balance. I'm talking about generally people eat more protein, which is usually a good thing. Most people need more protein and it is the most filling food. But the biggest problem is people add more fatty foods, more high fat foods. Now, fat is not unhealthy, it's not a problem, it's really good for you, but it is very high calorie. Per gram, it's got 9 calories per gram compared to 4 for carbohydrates and protein. So if you are suddenly adding, taking away 200 calories worth of bread in your sandwich, but then adding an extra 100 calories of chicken and adding an extra 200 calories of avocado, suddenly you've added an extra 100 calories, even though you think you're being healthier by swapping your chicken sandwich for your chicken and avocado salad. So you can see here how just switching to low carb way of eating is not necessarily going to make you lose weight. In fact, some people don't get on with low carb, some people prefer higher carb, and at the end of the day, calories, when it comes to weight management, and that includes weight maintenance and weight gain as well as weight loss, calories are the number one thing regardless of what those foods are that are making up those calories. A lot of people do experience an initial drop in weight very quickly, especially in the first week, as soon as they go low carb. Now that is because carbohydrates get turned into something called glycogen, which is like your body's way of storing sugar and carbohydrates for when you need it, and it stores it in the muscles. Now that is a weight in itself, holding that in your muscles, but it also attracts water. So what happens is when you go switch to a lower carb diet, you suddenly don't have as much of that glycogen, and you don't have as much of that water that glycogen was holding. So you lose a lot of water weight very quickly, but it's not actually fat weight. To lose fat, you actually have to go on, that won't happen as quick as that. That has to be happening over a longer period of time, and that has to be within a calorie deficit, regardless of whether that's a low carb or a high carb approach. So I hope that simplifies it. If you've been trying a low carb diet, maybe you dropped a ton in the first week, and I think that probably was just water, but then you've plateaued, or you were doing okay and you were losing weight, and now you've plateaued and you're just not losing any weight, the most likely answer is you have not reduced your calories enough to be in a deficit. Even if you're not eating an enormous amount of food, if you're eating lots of very low carb foods like nuts, avocados, high fat cheeses, and other low carb foods, high fat foods like that, you might find you're just consuming too many calories. It's as simple as that. I hope that was helpful. Get in touch if you need any more advice on this. Polly at thefitmomformula.com.